today I prepared a spooky stories because the weather's got really hot outside. The summer is here. And when the summer comes, people might think of and imagine going to the nice beach with beautiful blue oceans. But what I think is very interesting is friends get together and then we talk about some spooky story that give us the chill. So today, the story that I'm about to tell you is something that's actually happened to me yesterday. This story actually first started a few years ago. A few years ago, I was living in Indonesia, and Indonesia is known as an island. And many people say there are many spirits and ghosts and myth and legend in an island, and it is true. Now, where I was living, it was a 3-story building. The first floor was a kids' cafe where there were lots of toys and special places where young kids could come and play. And the second floor was a school I was running because I'm a teacher. And the third floor is where I was living. Sometimes when I finished the class or when I had a break, sometimes I would come upstairs onto the third floor and take a nap or the rest. So this is how it happened. One day, I was on the third floor taking a nap because I had a long day. I was really tired, so I was sleeping. And some of the children were playing downstairs on the first floor in the play cafe. But then, 2 kids, and very young kids too, they wanted to say something, so they came to visit me on the third floor. I think they knocked the door, but I didn't hear it because I was really tired. I must have been a deep sleep. So they just kind of helped themselves in, as young kids do that. So when they came into the door, I was just sleeping in my bed, and then this kid just startled by something. And then when I heard the door open, I woke up and said, "Oh, hi. Is everything okay? Can I help you something?" And this kid was only 4 years old. And this boy, he asked me a very bizarre question. He said, "Who is that man that was hanging around in front of the window?" So I looked around, and as there was no one, I said, "What do you mean?" The guy with the long hair, with the white clothes. Sweetheart, maybe you have seen something wrong. There was no one here. Not that I know of anyways. But he said, "But there was a man." So I asked him a question, just for fun, just to tease him maybe. So I asked him, was he tall? Was he skinny? What did he look like? And according to his description, this man was skinny and tall in his white clothes, but he can't remember if he's had face. I mean, he had a face, but he can't remember if he's had eyes or nose or mouth. But there was one thing that he remembered, which was this man had a big scar on his face. I got really spooked by this because it's not a very normal thing to have this mystery man staring at you in your room when you're taking a nap, and he had a big scar. But you know, kids being kids, I didn't really think much of it, although I got spooked. I thought, okay, maybe he's got wild imagination, as all young kids do. But one thing that was for sure was that he was not lying. Because kids at young age, they don't lie. And even when they do, just for fun, they don't usually come up with this kind of detail. So it got me really spooked. Few days again, I heard something very similar again. And this came from a girl who was a year younger than the boy was. And she did say, "Oh, who was the man that was just smiling at you behind you?" And I thought, there was no one. What do you mean? Who was here? And this girl also said, and this happened in the same place too. She said, "I don't know, there was this man, tall, skinny, with the scar." I got really spooked because 2 different kids came up with the exact same detail. So I thought, oh, I got really scared. Okay, this is getting a little bit silly. So I told this story to a few of my friends. And then one of my friends, who thought this was a spirit or maybe the bad spirit or a ghost around me, got worried. So when he went to a temple, he talked to this monk. and this monk could write charms to prevent you or to keep you from harm. So this monk somewhere far away in a temple wrote a little charm to keep me from any bad spirits. In fact, any spirits. So no ghost or no spirits would ever come to me. So he wrote this charm, and then he folded in a small little pocket, which looked very pretty, in fact. And then he made me a little, like an accessory where you can attach it to your phone so that I could always keep that charm with me. So, and he sent that charm to me one day. And then I thought, oh yay, so if I carry this, no ghosts or the spirits will ever come near me. That's a bonus, yay. And then I felt really good because ever since I started carrying that little charm with my phone, no children ever saw anything. But strange thing started happening. For example, just 2 days after I started carrying the charm, I fell off a stairs where there was nothing. I kind of tripped myself over my own feet, which is a silly thing to do, but it did happen. So I got hurt. After that, my car was hit by the other car. I wasn't badly injured or anything, but bad things like this, it kept happening. And then when I was just standing in the middle of the road, there were motorbikes and the bikes that were just standing, they parked nicely next to me. There was nothing, and then it all collapsed, and then it ended up collapsing on me, which made me hurt too. So in the time of just 1 month, little accidents happened, and then I got hurt just here and there, and then I got even more spooked, but I didn't really think of it. I didn't really connect those incidents to the spirits or the charm, but I was just randomly talking about, oh my God, I am so unlucky these days because bad things keep happening to me. Like, what's going on? I keep getting hurt, things keep getting broken, I keep making silly mistakes that could like physically injure me or hurt me. So what's happening? And then that friend who got me the charm heard it and thought, hey, maybe the spirit that was around you before with the scar that you were telling me before, maybe he was not a bad spirit. Maybe because you started carrying the charm, the good spirit that was maybe helping you could not stay with you to protect you from the bad things happen. So that got me thinking, and maybe I thought, because, even when those kids told me that they saw that spirits around me, nothing bad happened to me. In fact, great things were happening to me at the time. So I thought, okay, if that's the case, maybe I will stop carrying this little charm. So I threw the charm away, and then my life came back normal. So last night, I was chatting on the Zoom with these children, and then there was nobody else in my room, and then suddenly the girl was just looking around in the monitor as if there was something behind me, and then she said, "What's that behind you?" And I thought, at the time behind me there were monitors of some computers. I thought, oh, those are just the computers, sweetheart, why? And he said, wait a minute. And then I thought, why? And then he said, oh, did that friend of yours go to the place with you? What friend of mine? Remember that guy from long time ago, that skinny, tall guy, white clothes with the scar? He's behind you now. And I thought, but there is nobody else at the time. So that's my little spooky story here. So we don't know whether the spirit is real or not. And then it gives me actually goosebumps just talking about it. But one thing that I know for sure is that children don't lie. And even when they do, at such a young age, they don't come up with such detailed lies just to spook you. They don't do those evil things. So it was a bit scary. So I don't know what to make out of this story, but what I know is when that spirit is near me, I know that good things are supposed to happen, so maybe I shouldn't worry. I thought it was an interesting story to share today, and it's a bit spooky too. So anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this story, and I will come back with another spooky story for you to stay cool in this hot summer. So see you next time. Bye!